Hey everyone, this is PA in the AM coming to you from Carlsbad, California. Today I wanted to talk to you about COVID-19, better known as the coronavirus. So today I'm going to discuss a couple things about keeping a daily routine, about if you have symptoms like fever, cough, what to do, and how to stay sane throughout this whole thing. So first, for your daily routine, the first thing I do in particular when I wake up is I make my bed. So it's really important to make your bed so then if you look at it throughout the day, whether or not you're homeschooling in your bedroom and you see your bed that's unmade, it's gonna keep bothering you like it does to me. So it's important just to make your bed, get it done. The next thing is to either wash your face, take a shower, and get dressed. The third thing I would recommend is to make sure that you make a list of things you need to do. So whether it's chores, going to the grocery store and making a grocery store list. The fourth thing I would recommend is to make a list of things to do for others. And that would include making thank you cards. Like yesterday, my daughters made a thank you card to our favorite store clerk at Vaughn's, our local. Consider making masks. What we did at our local hospital is ask the local community whether or not they're able to sew masks. And we asked for a few hundred masks. And on Monday, when they made our entire staff require masks, whether or not they work in the clinic or the hospital, we got 3,000 donated. And 90% of them were handmade. I'll put a link below to the video. It was amazing. And I'm still tearing up thinking about the generosity, the time and effort people put into those masks. But I'll put links below. There's masks you can make for you and your family that don't require sewing if you don't have a sewing machine. The other thing is to exercise. So at least 30 minutes a day. Write down what you're gonna do. For me, I love riding on a Peloton bike and going outside, riding my bikes with the kids. The other thing is to get outside. So get outside at least 30 minutes a day. And in particular at night, what I like to do is to turn my phone on airplane mode and plug it in outside of our bedroom, because I will look at it in the middle of the night if I get woken up. And that blue light emitted from your phone is not good for you, and that any sort of electronics an hour or less before you go to bed can help prevent you from falling asleep and staying asleep. So just keep that in mind. The other thing is to keep in touch with close family and friends. There are so many great apps out there, and Zoom in particular, you can do a Zoom happy hour. We're doing one tonight with some friends that live all over the country, and I'm really excited. Every time we do a Zoom, at least 3 days a week, it's so much fun. We do Bible study on Zoom. We do a book club on Zoom. The next thing is, if you become symptomatic, like say you get a fever above 101, you're getting a cough, whether it's dry or productive, you feel like you have pink eye, you have a runny nose, congestion, you've been quarantined for a while and you don't really know where this is coming from, but maybe you went to the store last week and you could have potentially been infected by somebody else. Stay home for at least 14 days. The big question is whether or not you need to get tested. And so it depends on whether or not you need to get tested based on the availability of the tests. So if you can contact your local hospital, they could let you know whether or not there are tests available. And if there's a limited supply, do not get tested unless you become short of breath and you need to go to the hospital. If you do get tested, I could tell from personal experience, because I was in a testing facility today that's doing a research project on our providers at our local hospitals, and it's very uncomfortable.
Come out and go on the other side.
Okay. The high availability of tests in your area, get tested. That's more time you spend. You can be intimate with your spouse, or you can have hug your kids. And the other thing to consider is whether or not to go to the hospital. And so if you do become short of breath, or you have any symptoms like chest pain or anything where you really should be going to the emergency room, then you should go. And if you do go to the emergency room, it's not a death sentence. The majority of the patients that go to the emergency room and get on a ventilator, within 7 to 10 days, they're extubated. So they do no longer need to be in the hospital. The other thing is, if there are people in your home that are immunocompromised, say they are going through chemotherapy, or they have, they're elderly, or they have any other comorbidities, then if you have a place in your home where it could potentially be a quarantine area, like say you have an extra bedroom or something, then they don't necessarily have to move out. But if you don't have that area and someone becomes symptomatic in your home, then they probably shouldn't be living with you at that point. Maybe there's another family member or friend that can care for them during a time for that 2-week period where you should be under quarantine. The bottom line is that you should enjoy this time you have with your family. When in your lifetime, in our lifetime, are we ever gonna be able to have this much time off of work, this much time off of school? You don't have to get up in the morning and rush your kids off to school, or rush off to work, or make lunches the night before work and stress about homework and all the tests. Try to enjoy the moments that you have. And I know it could be a lot, and a lot of stress for some people, especially if you've lost your job. But just remember that we need to focus our energy and our time on our family, and make sure that you try your hardest to not put too much pressure on yourself. And don't put too much pressure on your children either, because if I'm screaming and yelling at my children because they're not doing the Zoom call and they're crying, and we decided not to do it because we're too embarrassed because our child is lashing out, it's not the end of the world. Just don't do the Zoom call. I mean, C's get degrees, right? So the last thing is, be forgiving of yourself, be patient, and make sure that you just cherish these moments as much as you can. And I hope everyone is hanging in there. This is only temporary, so just enjoy the time that you have. If you have any questions, please drop them below. I'm gonna try to post every Friday, but we'll see what happens. Everybody take care. This is PA the AM signing off. Take care. Say good night. Good night, baby. I love you.